Hey everybody, Tim and Julie here for another batch of Batman the Animated Series, the animated series from 1992. Another group of episodes. For those that don't know, we're doing them in groups of 4. So this is 20, 21, 23, and 24 because of the two-parters that kind of threw us off a little bit. And we're doing Feet of Clay, Vendetta, and Fear of Victory. So Clayface, the Scarecrow, and Killer Croc. So this is your first meeting of Clayface, your first real meeting of Clayface. You've seen Scarecrow. We've seen Scarecrow in the animated series already. And then I think this is your first real introduction to Killer Croc as well. He was in Gotham Knights a little bit, but you didn't really get a grasp of his character. So for this one, tell me about Clayface, Killer Croc, and then realistically, the Scarecrow episode's more about Robin than anything. Because this is, out of 24 episodes, this is only the second time we've seen Robin. So what'd you think of this group of episodes?
The first one, it wasn't all that good.
The two-parter or the first one specifically?
The first one.
Okay.
Clayface, it was okay. You know, him being an actor
Mm-hmm.
and not having the lotion to put on his face when his face got all wrinkly and scary looking. And Killer Croc, it was okay. I mean, yeah, he was a little scary, but not too. I don't think too many people got killed by him, but that I remember, unless I dozed.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. The animated series goes out of their way to show that people survive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not unusual for, like, you'll see a car get flipped off a bridge,
Right.
and then it'll show Batman and the villain fighting, and then they go out of their way to show the car in the water and then people getting out of the car. Like, even if you know, you're like, there's no way they would survive. Because it's a kid's show in 1992, nobody ever dies. They always go out of their way to show people surviving.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was okay. The last couple
Okay.
that we watched with mind control, scared.
Oh, the Scarecrow. Yeah.
Scarecrow was, getting all the athletes scared so they couldn't perform as good as they could normally.
Right.
That
So Feet of Clay, being a two-parter, had a lot of big name actors in it. We do see Lucius Fox in it, the Morgan Freeman character. And this is not the first time we've seen him in the animated series, but I did make note because this is the two-parter. He's voiced by Brock Peters, who was really more famous for Star Trek than anything else. Like, that's what I know him from. Especially like Deep Space Nine. He was Cisco's dad. Clayface, aka Matt Hagen, who is kind of a combination of Clayface. Over the years, there's been a lot of different Clayface characters, and he's kind of a combination of the first two. The first Clayface in the comics was an actor, but he had a different name, and then the second Clayface, he was like a robber, and his name was Matt Hagen. So they took the actor part and the Matt Hagen part, put them together. Was voiced by Ron Perlman, who I want to say he's been in something else that we've done reviews of. But he's been in everything from Blade to Riddick to honestly, the first thing when I hear Ron Perlman, I think of the 1990s Beauty and the Beast TV show. Also Hellboy, stuff like that. Edward Eisner was Roland Daggett, one of the main characters. He's a great actor. He was in Up, and he's also a DC actor. He plays Granny Goodness, stuff like that. So a lot of actors in this one. Clayface, we will see a lot more later on. I feel so in Batman, every time they do like a two-parter, it's like they put all of their effort in these two-parters, and you don't really see the characters for a while. So like we don't see Mr. Freeze for a minute, and then even Clayface, we don't see him for quite a while, but when we do, it is like this big triumphant return. Killer Croc, honestly, he's kind of the joke of the DC animated universe. Like, we will see him again, but every time we see him again, he's more of like the Bane from Batman and Robin, where he's just like all muscle and like not a lot of smarts. So, but whenever we do see him, he becomes more of a comedic character, I guess is how you'd phrase it. And then Scarecrow is just kind of Scarecrow. Like, I don't know, it's pretty. I was more excited to see Robin. This is one of those turning points, like I said. So, you and I are watching these episodes in production order. That is very important to note, because if somebody got online, like IMDb or something, and was like, let me look at these episodes, it's a completely different order than what we're watching them in. We're watching them in the attended viewing order, is what you would say. And so, like I said, I think the only time we've seen Robin so far is the Christmas episode with the Joker.
Yeah.
And so we see Robin again in this one. And then from here out, we'll see Robin a little bit more. And then once we get into like season 2, like there's this big outcry, like, we need more Robin. And Robin shows up a lot more because it's a kid show. So they wanted more of a kid sidekick. So in the Christmas episode, he was Robin. Like, that's it. Like, very forgettable, very sidekick. This one, I don't know what it is about this episode specifically, but I can envision Burt Ward as this Robin.
Yeah.
Like him being in college and him being like the football roommate type. I don't know. For whatever reason, I really, really envisioned Burt Ward in this episode. More so than like the Chris O'Donnell from Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Right.
Where in that one, like he's supposed to be 17, but he's clearly like fucking 30 because they just miscast the role. But whatever. But this one, I don't know. I got very big like Burt Ward vibes, I guess would be the word. Not to spoil it too much, we are coming up sooner or later on another two-parter. You can always tell when they're going to be good episodes because they'll be two-parters. They will do a Robin origin story. So like you've seen the Batman Forever origin story, like I said, with Chris O'Donnell. So you'll get to see the animated origin story, which obviously he's already Robin, so it's told through flashbacks, but we are getting to that point. But like I said, this is kind of that turning point where we'll start seeing more and more of Robin. Any other closing thoughts? We are 24 episodes into the series. That's like a quarter. I think there's only like 100 episodes throughout this entire series. It's like 100 episodes, give or take, and 3 movies, I think. So we're like already a quarter of the way through. We're making pretty quick progress. So what are you thinking so far?
Yeah, there's some are better than others, and I'm looking for some good ones along the way.
Is there anybody specifically you want to see more of, or that we haven't seen yet that you want to see? I'm not sure who we haven't seen yet.
I don't know who we haven't.
I'm not sure either.
No.
We've seen most people.
Most of them, yeah.
Okay. Anybody you want to see more of specific that jumps to mind?
Maybe Catwoman and Harley.
Okay. Because Catwoman, I think we've only seen in her 2-part episode, The Cat and the Claw, and Harley we've only seen once. Yeah. So like I said, we're only a quarter of the way. We'll see more of everybody, so it's not a spoiler, but so we will see more of them. Okay. Any other closing thoughts for these 4 specifically? No? Okay. For those who have seen it, what did you guys think? Like I said, these are less of reviews and more of like me reliving my childhood, introducing Julie to some new Batman, kind of showing what I grew up with. So I'm kind of curious what everybody thinks about these 4 episodes, Clayface, the Scarecrow, Killer Croc. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and we will see you guys next time.